This is a great picture. Sacrifice. Key concept. Compensation to pay off guilt. Giving without receiving. Hidden competition. Fear of intimacy. Sacrifice is based on a belief that we are unworthy, stemming directly from guilt. It is an act in which we go into a form of slavery because we have stopped loving ourselves. So we give but do not receive, and soon run out of energy. This means to exhaustion and burnout. Sacrifice is a fundamental defense against the loss we have suffered but never recovered from. So our defense against these feelings is to help others as a form of avoidance so that we do not have to deal with our own pain. It's also about our anger towards others for failing us and the belief we now have to perform their roles. In reality, however, underneath this anger we believe we have failed them. Sacrifice, then, is an attempt to pay off this illusory guilt. This dynamic, which begins in childhood, is at the heart of what creates the family patterns we have carried into our present relationships and into our way of being in the world. In fact, most sacrifice is generated out of family patterns. One may be in sacrifice to try to save the family, the martyr role, but this never helps because we are really using the family to hold ourselves back. This type of untrue helping becomes a form of enabling, which is based on a secret fear of the ones being helped getting better. That would mean the untrue helper would also then be called to move forward. So sacrifice becomes a defense against intimacy and against taking the next step. When you are in sacrifice, you are in fusion with another, not knowing the boundaries between yourself and the ones to whom you are enslaved. Within this fused relationship, you either place yourself above the other, in the sense that you feel you have to carry them, or you put yourself below them, in that you feel you have to give up your own life in order to receive love and approval. In either case, anyone in sacrifice is afraid of having an equal relationship and afraid of intimacy. Whether you are seemingly above or below the other, there is a hidden judgment of the person you are sacrificing for. If you see yourself above the other, you feel superior. If you see yourself below them, you feel morally superior. So sacrifice actually feeds competition, which in turn generates divisiveness, separation, and fear. Using the card. If you receive this card today, you are being asked to examine areas where you are not receiving, as this is a sure sign that you are in sacrifice in some way. The insidiousness of sacrifice makes everything difficult and burdensome, partly because, typically, we sacrifice out of our love for one another, while devaluing ourselves. This makes us less attractive in both our own and the other's eyes. Who is it that you are in sacrifice to? What burden are you carrying that does not belong to you and which you are using as a form of avoidance, especially of intimacy? Sacrifice is a way of avoiding the contact which leads to success. In sacrifice, you can work very hard and do lots of things, but because you don't give yourself, you don't succeed. Today you are asked to be true to yourself. As Polonius says in Shakespeare's Hamlet, "To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, Thou canst not then be false to any man. As you free yourself, you will free others. As you live truly, others too can then live truly and authentically. Note from me, don't be afraid. Maybe they've just been waiting for you to be you. Maybe they miss you. Happy days. Namaste.